There are a few basic types of knife cuts used in many recipes, and each produces a standardized piece of food. This is important, especially in restaurant kitchens, because cooking times and recipes are written with the size of the cuts in mind. Uniform cuts are not only great for presentation, but they are also ensure that every piece of food cooks evenly together.
Hi everyone, this is Joanna Plaza. We all know that there are many different types of cuts. In this video, I'm going to show you the basic types of cutting, so keep on watching.
Okay, so first things first, before you even start chopping, you want to make sure that your cutting board is secure. A wobbly cutting board can result in your knife slipping and injuries happening. So an easy fix is to place a damp paper towel under your cutting board. You can also get a non-slip mat under the cutting board, or you can get a cutting board with grips. The next important thing is to make sure you're gripping your knife properly. If you put your finger on top of the knife, if you hold too far back on the handle, and if you have a dainty grip, those are the incorrect ways. You want to put your finger and your thumb at the very back of the knife and wrap your fingers around it. That way, you have a firm grip, and when you chop, you're going to be in control of what you're doing. It might be uncomfortable at first, but when you time it becomes second nature to you. So one common mistake when you're chopping is to have all your fingers laid flat. As you can see, my fingers are in danger of getting cut off. You actually want to form a claw that your fingers go in, and the knife will hit up against your knuckles as you're chopping. So with this claw, your fingertips are gonna be protected the whole time, and it's gonna give you support as you're chopping. Another common mistake is the slicing motion. If you have chopped really aggressively down like this, you're not going to get a nice even cut. You really want to do a rocking motion. When you cut going back and forth with the knife, think about it like a wave. So now that you have to know how to hold the knife properly, I'm going to demonstrate a few common cuts that you see in the recipe. So we're gonna start off with the dice. So for an onion, which is probably the most common thing you're gonna dice, you want to cut it in the first right to the root end. And so the next step is to peel the outer layers, making sure that the root end is still intact. So with dicing, you want to make sure that the flat side is down, so it gives you the most stability. Making sure we have that claw grip, make a few incisions horizontally into the onion. Then you're going to turn onion towards you with the root side furthest away. And again, with that claw, make a few cuts vertically. Turn the onion again and use your knuckles as a guide. And you're gonna start chopping along. And just do the same nice chopping wave motion. And then look! We got an even dice. So this is an example of a large dice. Here we got a medium dice. And over here we got a small dice. The next cut I'm going to show you is mincing. The most common of these is minced garlic. First, you need to remove the root end. And again, remember, we're always using that little claw. The next step is to place the garlic under the blade and then smash down. Then, you're gonna peel the garlic. The papery skin should fall right off. And then again, use that claw. Use the same wave motion. And you're just going to repeat this a ton of times. You can also use your fingers on the other side of the blade to help stabilize you. And then, gently scrap it off. With mincing, the finer the mince, the more flavorful the dish is gonna be. And it should be really tiny. Anything bigger than this would be a fine chop. Similar to dicing, mincing is a really common cut. You can use it in so many preparations. So dicing and mincing are the most common cuts you see in many recipes. But I'm going to show you a few other cuts in case you want to get fancy. Next up is chiffonade, which is commonly used with herbs. I'm gonna show you with some leaves here. So first, you're gonna stack leaves in a pile. Then, you're gonna roll them up from the top all the way down in a really tight cigar shape. So, it looks like that. And then again, not to sound redundant, but if you're going to use the same motion and just do a really thin slices, a common mistake when you're doing the chiffonade cut is to not use enough force. You want to make sure to fold the slice down, and if you do it correctly, it should look like these beautiful ribbons. Chiffonade is a really pretty cut, but if a really vanity cut, typically use it to garnish dishes. The next cut I'm going to show you is julienne, which is commonly used with carrots, that you can do it with all sorts of things. So for julienne, you need to cut a carrot into about 2 inches. We're gonna start with one for now. To start, you want to create a flat base. Once you have cut the flat part off, put the flat part down onto the cutting board so you have more stability. Then make 8 inches equally slices down. Next is stack the carrots up like building blocks. Or you can also divide the carrot stacks up into the 2 parts, so it's a little easier to manage. And again, you're gonna make equal 1/8 of an inch slices down, and you should get this beautiful equally sized matchstick. Julienning is not a super common cut. You primarily see it in a raw preparation like slaw or something like a quick pickle. It's a really great because it would not want a huge bite of pickled carrot, but with a julienne or a matchsticks, it's just the right amount of thin. Next thing I'm going to show you is the oblique cut, also called a roll cut, which you will see why momentarily. First, you need to trim the end of diagonally. So right now, the diagonal is facing towards you. So you just want to rotate it so that the diagonal is going away from you. And you're gonna make a diagonal cut. So you're kind of creating this triangle shape, then you roll the carrot again and cut. And then, you're just gonna keep rolling one. One of the great things about this carrot isn't even all the way through, but with this cut, all the pieces are going to be about even size, and they're gonna cook even. It's a lot of even. You can use it to roast them, saute. It's incredibly versatile. It's also a fun shape. It's not used that often anymore, but it's really pretty, and people should use it more now. Now that you know the basic knife cutting, hope it's really helped you in preparing some of the recipes. Thank you for watching!